Now, people are asking, will there be a black pope or something, right? Because looking at things, right, um, before you become a pope, you become a cardinal, okay? I don't know much with this Catholic system, but basically, the thing is, if you want to become a pope, it is not, you don't just become, okay? There are some ranks you should reach, okay? And which is the cardinal. So when you get to the cardinal point, it means that now you can potentially qualify to be a pope. And that pope is a dream come true for every cardinal. For you to be elected a pope means something serious for the cardinals, because it is a very highly esteemed position, okay? Now, people are asking that, yes, in the cardinal section, there are also blacks. I want to borrow the word black for the purpose of mass communication, okay? Let me establish this. I don't hold on to the word black, okay? I stopped using the word black professionally in my life long time ago, but for the purpose of communication, I'm going to use the black so that it will be more clarified. So there is also a cardinal who is black. Yes, and I think there are even three or four cardinals that are black, okay? They are actually hailing from Africa, okay? So there is a cardinal who is a Ghanaian, okay? And then also some other African countries, right? Now, people are saying that once these people are also cardinals, they are also entitled and potentially fit for the pope, okay? Yes. One thing that people should know, or listen, one thing that people should become aware of is that the patriarchy system is running on a certain frequency, okay? And the only time you are going to see a black person playing a role in this system, right, is when it's solely for a certain agenda, right? An agenda is not going to be in the natural frequency of the patriarchy system to make a black person a leader. Like something like this that has to do with a certain integrity. So, for example, let's say President of America, President of an European country, you will barely see a black person, though there are people there that are living there as immigrants, and they are citizens via immigration, because Africa has been programmed to see these countries and these places as the achievement and the greener pasture, okay? Yes. Now listen, we were all here, and then we saw a president, okay, who was having a descent of African, and it was a whole hype, okay, that first black president of America, first black president, and it's like the whole African community was jubilating. Even there were even songs that was made, because people saw that, hey, okay, so a black can also be a president of such places, right? And it was very talked about. One of the most talked about presidents happens to be the president with the African descent, which is Obama, right? So it's like it was a global kind of something. Why? Because it is naturally in the subconsciousness of the people that someone who is black, okay, is not deemed to be in such places, right? Now, when you go to the Catholic sections, when you go to the Catholic sections, there are also black people who are in positions, okay, right? So the thing is that you are not going to be given a position that is very prestigious. Are you getting it? You are not going to be given a position that is prestigious, which is high. Oh, you'll be given a position, maybe general or something, or military leader. They can make you that, but for them to deem you highly on a certain rank, then it will be mainly for an agenda, right? And we saw it. We saw this, right? We saw this. Sorry for the interruption. We saw this during the American presidential position, where we saw someone from African descent, right? But when we went deep into it, we saw that it was actually for a certain agenda, for a certain content. It wasn't something that was right, because one thing that people should know is that there is this stronghold that is making the African man naturally unqualified. It's like, for example, you are seeing the African community trying to belong to a certain global stage. It's like the African man is like trying to be on a certain global stage. Then it will be like, yes, Africans too are there, but that is not your turn. You should know that your aim as an African is not to be on a certain global table or ranking table. So you see them creating content like the first black person to make wire, the first African to make battery, the first African to make TV, the first African. So they are trying to create a certain campaign to feel belonged, which means that the African man is having a certain chronic insecurity that he has to heal himself from, a certain chronic low self-esteem. What is first black to make battery, first black this to make camera? Do you know, someone will say that, do you know that the wire in camera was made by a black man, the wire in this was made by the parts, the PlayStation this was made by this? These things are not relevant. So now back to the Catholicism matter. Listen, there isn't going to be a certain natural order of a black pope. They can have a certain interrupted order. It can be an interrupted order for an agenda. They can be like, okay, we want to this time round put forth a black pope, okay, it's an agenda for a certain agenda, to promote something, or to attract something, or to create a certain work, right? Which at the end is going to make that leader, so-called black leader, look more of like a puppet, right? Because there is a view, there is a certain vibration that the African man has devolved to become, which he needs to come to realize that the integrity of the African person is not to be on a certain patriarchal organization ranking, right? Are you getting me? I want you to get me. That you, the African man, it shouldn't even be something like an African pope, a black pope. Can there be? It's like a debate and a content. Why should it even be a content like black pope? What if a black pope? Why? It means that you, the person even creating that content, you are sending a vibration that is creating a low self-esteem for the African man. It should be like, pope, okay, this one is a pope, it shouldn't be a certain frenzy that, hey, we have an African pope, hey, first African American president, first black. No, it should be pope. But have you realized that the African man, I'm still forcing to use Africa and leave the black, because the black still don't resonate with me. So let's go with the African, right? So the African man is the pope. Hey, wow. Hey, so which means that you are sending a message to the Caucasian that you naturally accept that you don't belong there. As content, this content that is like people are putting, what you don't give energy to that. Okay, a pope, African pope. Oh, okay. Why? Because the African is a soul, and trust me, should it be a frenzy or a content? And this is how things have become. So this racism thing is a program. This racism thing is a content. And the more people are trying to be like, first African are to do this, first minister to do this, you are creating, it's like you are creating an unnecessary competition. So the race is like, yes, Africans, let's prove something that we are this, the first African to pray this, the first African to pray. No, you should know that you as an African melanated being, you have been so much ancient than ever. Other bodies came to meet you here, taking charge already. You were managing the uttermost affairs of the earth. You were a so much natural soul that was grounded, unshaken, powerful. Your power was not determined by a certain pope consciousness or level. You don't need to be on the level of pope as an African. You don't need to be a certain president in maybe Europe or something to feel that yes, you belong to this space. And this is something that if people don't look at it, is going to become chronic. Right? You should know that as an African, the integrity that you carry as an African is higher than this kind of rankings. You are more powerful than their positions. Your DNA, your cellular functions are powerful. Your body has the full capacity and ability to heal. You have the body technology to attract, to shapeshift. That code to shapeshift is still inside you, and you can activate it by your soul transformation. It has become possible for you, the African man. But you see, there is another alienated civilization that is making the African man seek after, become a slave to. So we have become, it's like the people have become slaves to some. It's like, hey, yes, yes, if I get there, yes, yes, okay. So the first African to be a president of Europe, the first this thing to be, that is not your grounds. It has not changed. Your power is in nature. Your power is in grounding. It's not in these patriarchal egoistic positions where they try to seek for a certain, there should be a certain mass approval. Yes, king, yes, and people are doing yes. Then yes, it's like we see power from that point. That then the person is going like this. So this is why Africa has become so devolved, because we are trying to mimic a certain leadership, and that's why you see here presidents, politics. You see president ego. We copied this ego from a certain alienated civilization because we are trying to get there. We are trying to get more artificial. Being artificial is our validation for a certain prosperity, success, and power. And that is how we missed the divine mother, the cosmic mother's energy. Because nature is a woman, and she is the highest level of power. And she has given every African man that power to be. But the African man has traded this power for these artificial things. The same way you see people trading gold for money. I was saying in my live stream that if you trade gold for money, you've made the worst mistake, because the energy of gold around you is going to bring you something more than money. And people don't know that gold is actually used to create portals. Why are they harvesting the gold and keeping them? It is significant. It's a whole energy. And that is why even when you come to the cultures, you see the kings and the chiefs having it on their necks, on their arm. Why? Because if you wear that thing, no negative energy. If you align your soul with the gold, no negative energy gets to you. Or if any negative energy is coming, it's arrested. You don't know. Gold is also a portal to contact other dimensions. A powerful object. But what is happening? People are going into the forest to mine it for a certain value, monetary value equivalence. And that is the mistake the African man has made. So then what is black pope? Hey, a black pope. Yes, on the other side, they can use it as an agenda, because they know that the African man has been devolved, that when they try to offer him such a position, they are going to use him because the person is going to have a certain joy. The person is going to work with a brand. Black pope, black president, whilst behind the person will be used as puppet for many agenda that will destroy his own people. It can be possible like that. And tangibly, it's visible, it's seen. I'm not here to point this and point that, but we have seen situations where there were Africans who were given a certain high position in a certain reality, and after the jubilation, not knowing, they were used as missiles of destruction of their own people, or agents of to destroy their own people. I'm not coming to sound political or mention names, right? So I've not mentioned names, right? I don't like politics. I don't like all these things. But I want to tell you that all these things are confirmation that the power has always been with you as an African. And your power is not seen in the fact that you have these positions with you. It shouldn't be your aim. It shouldn't be your anything. Your soul transformation. And the fact that you are protecting nature, you are connected to soul, you are connected to heart as a pure chosen soul. Because as an African, you have the genetic, or you have the ability to restore yourself, to become a chosen. Because your chosenness was taken from you, right? So now these people who are not of your consciousness, right? You realize one thing. You realize that these positions that they are having out there is actually your position. It's your chosenness that has been taken from you. So you are giving power to them. The more you say, hey, the more you are making them. And the African man's energy has been used to build such empires. Right? When you go into the Freemasonry world, they dress, the kind of dress costume that they put on is mimicking even the African Kemetic vibe. It's an African Kemetic vibration that they put on. So they wear the suit and still put on that kind of vibration. Why? Because every spirituality that you see outside the continent of Africa was mimicked from Africa. You are the original source of spirituality at all angles. You were the person that they looked to design religion. You were the person that they studied religion from. You were the person that they inquired. They asked questions and they listened to your wisdom to draft the biblical stories and the religious stories. They are your own stories. You told them the truth. You told them wisdom. You gave them the secret. And now they are using it for their empires and building it. And now you, the African man, is now seeking to be on a certain position there, so that it will be like, And I'm ashamed of these so-called content creators and bloggers trying to create this a certain black pope. This is racism. This is the true racism. The true racism is when you are trying to create a content that is trying to single the African to be like, hey, the African man has got this thing in here. The African man has got. Then you later come and sing "We Are the World." Then you come and sing, let's come together as one, there is no race, there is no color. But you are creating content that is like African person to become this in this country, African to become this in this. So you are even projecting devolution, you are projecting slavery, which means that slave trade mentality and that colonization mentality is still with you, and you are building professions with it. So the content creators are there. So black pope. So whenever you it's an agenda. So it is possible to see a black pope. Yes, I mean a pope that bears melanin. You can. It's possible. And anytime you see that, don't jubilate, right? It could go deeper than what you think. It could be an agenda for a certain purpose. So why pride in these things? Is either you are taking the position as a person, as a soul, or you are living it. Be real. It's time for Africans to be real. And how can they be real? They have to drop the ego. All these things are part of the egoistic work, and they come and they flaunt it. But this is not even your power. Your power has always been within. So what is that, these things? What is that? I'm here to cancel that thing. It's cancelled. Whether an African person becomes emperor or a god, whatever in other places is, in fact, that should even be the natural order. But because of many things, this is the real reality and the real truth. Listen to me very carefully. It's not a joke. This is what the Divine Mother wants me to tell the African man. That, listen, instead of building content and pride on these things, fix your ego, go into your soul and connect to her. The power is still not lost. The body technology is still there. That ability to be technical, to be productive, to be more spiritual as a man and responsible and caretaking, right? Protecting, right? Defensive is still there. You've left the mother. You've disconnected from the mother that gives you life, and you are out there chasing for a certain patriarchal glory. And I've told you that all these politics and religion, they are not of the mother. They are not natural. Come on. Let's be real. Let's be real. I appreciate you all for this time. Yes, I am Nana Patriarchy. You can like and share and subscribe. It's an amazing moment to be connected with you all. Yes, take care of yourself, right? I have ended that racism. Listen, if we are really saying that it's not a matter of color or whatever, then they should stop creating that content. Yes, okay, let's say that we've agreed there is no color, there is no color difference, we are one, fine. So then why is it that the African man is still creating content saying that the first place? No. If it was the non-melanated people that were doing that, and you not minding them or going to the comments and be like, that is fine. But this time around, we are seeing, and they are patronizing and propagating it more. So even if racism should end, it won't end because the African man says no. He wouldn't get any content to create. And the African man is even doing a lot by going into African places and capturing little children who are freely swimming in rivers, and then grading it, and then also going to capture or downloading a certain video of, let's say, Chinese kids making radio and toys, and they add it together and say, African children, look at them swimming, and look at this. You are stupid. That is, yes, the African child, they swim. When I was a child, we go out into the forest, we swim. This is the real life. This is where power lies. This is where we can connect to our intuition and our soul and even do more greater things. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Is the land, nature. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We will continue. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm getting emotional. Come on, man. Yeah.